Okay, let me know if you
Right. Oh, you can, operator for the church fire for the church, building fund. For the building fund, exactly. We always got that building fund, church anniversary. Exactly. Love offering.
It's not working out.
Love offering. Yeah. So when I hear, you're about like, oh, I don't know. That's good.
Everybody else. Sit in the water. I wish I looked good in that, that I could do that. I don't want you to have that visual in your head. All right. Yep, let's ready. Good morning, Roswell. good morning, good morning, good morning on Zoom. How is everybody on Zoom today?
Doing great, Robin.
Hey, who's that?
That was Lorinda.
Hey, Lorinda.
Robin.
Hey, guys. So glad that you're on Zoom and so glad you guys are in here today. Wow, 2 floors. We're slim pickings today. I thought today would be phenomenal. I thought this would be packed because of school. Because I thought,
don't get here.
yeah.
Realtor time.
Realtor time. You're right. Good morning, you guys. Tell me something good. I got kisses. I got kisses. Yes. Tell me something good.
Melissa from the concept last week.
Yeah. How much was that?
Crystal.
All righty.
Yo.
All right. Something else that you're grateful for. I got kisses. Yes. Our newest agent is in the house. Angela. Welcome. How about Melissa? We are grateful. I'm giving this to you because girl, you've been through it. You have been through it.
No, I'm so grateful to, there's so many people I can look at right now that help me. And I'm so thankful to be back in New York and not driving a car anymore. So yeah, it's very great.
So you guys, for those of you who don't know, this is Melissa that we took up donations for and have been helping with that fire that she had at her place. And so we're so
You know that
glad.
we had a lot.
Oh, geez, okay.
So
everything was so appreciated. I think you two need to compare stories. Oh, no, this one needs. Where's the wine? Chocolate and wine. That. So Ryan's been through it too. You know, it all works out here. It does. I'm so grateful. Shane, very nice to see you. Very nice. I got it right, Shane? I remember. You know, that's what happens. It's like you just get older, wiser, and so all that wisdom, it forces some things out the mind. Don't look at me, you're too young. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't like him. I don't like him. I mean, he's just too young. Good morning, Cedric. Okay, you guys, I have that we're gonna do okay. I have the secret question. I have a secret question. I'll tell you in a few minutes. So we'll move on to the next one. I'm coming back to that. You guys, thank you for being here. Let's jump right into it. We usually do an icebreaker or something like that. I see Alec. Come on up, Alec. Everybody, welcome, Alec. From Shelter.
Yeah, so just a few things. Good morning, first of all, everybody. Kathy is on her, once a year, we have our 8-hour all day licensing class that we have to take. So she's on that today. So it's just me this morning, but just a few things to touch on. We have a class coming up September 14th, 10:30 to 11:30. It is just going to be a Zoom. Kim Anthony. Have any of you guys heard of Kim Anthony? By chance? So she's an incredible speaker. It's going to be your motivational, inspirational type of teacher. She's truly incredible. It's just an hour. It's on Zoom. You know, I'll mention it 100 more times before the day actually comes. But go ahead and scan the QR code, get signed up. And you know, sometimes it gets a little funky with the QR code. So if you have any issues, just let me know. But that's going to be again September 14th. That is a Wednesday, 10:30 to 11:30. And then before I get, I'll jump back to the shelter fix and a little bit. You can go into that one, Raven. I just want to remind everyone that we have of our smart loan products, and specifically this morning, Smart Self. So it's going to be the bank statement loan. So anyone who is, you know, writing off all of their income and is having a hard time showing, you know, large amounts of income or normal amounts of income on their tax returns, this is a great option to be able to use 1 to 2 years of bank statements, depending on how long they've owned that business. If they've owned it for, I believe kind of the the cap is if they've owned it for 5 years or more, then we sometimes get the 1-year waiver. But anything less than that, we're gonna need the 2 years of bank statements. So no tax returns or transcripts required. Borrowers must be self-employed for a full 2 years. 660 credit score, and then the down payment is 10% primary, 20% down for secondary, and 30% down for investment property. So if you have anybody that you think might fall kind of into that bucket, reach out. We're happy to talk with them and see if that's going to make sense. And then Smart Edge for non-warrantable condos, and Smart Vest if you have that investor who is trying to go beyond the 10 properties that conventional allows you. If they want to break into that next 10, then the Smart Vest is a great option. And then on the Shelter 6, I want to touch on the last 2 points here. And you guys can, read through this. You should be getting it. If you're not, let me know, but read through it. If you have questions, let me know. But Shelter, our parent company, NewRez, acquired Caliber earlier this year, another mortgage company. And it's come with a whole new portfolio of products, specifically the renovation lending. So Shelter has not done renovation lending for definitely since I've been with the company, but I think for even 10 years prior. So we are able to do the renovation lending, a lot of really cool products. And I think we're going to kind of start taking them one by one and maybe even do a class on them coming up soon. So anybody who falls into that category is looking for that renovation loan, please reach out. I'm happy to kind of talk through it and see if that makes sense as well.
That's great.
Yep. Any questions on any of that?
So there's some social media in here
Yeah.
too, that you can, that I assume you can co-brand.
Yeah, some of it is you can co-brand, some of it, it's good to, if you have a, to put in your buyer packet or whatever it might be, but yeah, there's lots of different co-marketing. If that's something that you want to, if that kind of is tailored towards your clientele, we can kind of talk through which flyers we're able to co-brand and then what flyers we just have in general. So, again, just reach out to me if you have any questions around that stuff.
Hi, Alex. I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, hey, the bank statement only loan, does it have to be, do you have to be incorporated before you can use it?
The banking statements, you have to be incorporated to use it.
The bank statement loans, you have, the LLC has to be established for a 2-year period.
Oh, okay. The question is, do you have to have an LLC to be eligible?
No, so like for like a real estate agent would be another example of that. A 1099 employee as well. You just have to be self-employed for 2 years.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So Caliber Home Loans?
Mhm. Yeah. So NewRez Shelter, we are an affiliate company. NewRez is our parent company, and they bought Caliber, and it was a 1.5-year process, but we finally closed on that beginning of this year. And so, we're going through, you guys have probably, if you've talked to me, we're going through the transition. So it's kind of a lot, but it's been, a struggle on one side, but then a lot of cool products that are going to be rolling out on the affordability side as well. So, you guys just stand by. There's going to be a lot of cool things coming out.
Yay. All right. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate you. I don't see Kernan.
Friends on the road traveling to the paper.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So what Kern wants you to know is for those of you who are going to Mega Camp, Monday, August 22nd from 7 to 9 at the Four Seasons Hotel. And they always put on a great spread for us. So I'm sure they would love to have you there. So that's going to be in Austin at the Four Seasons. How many are going? Raise your hands going. Yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. We've got Georgia Natural Gas. You guys, this is a phenomenal thing for you to let your clients know because they get discounts. So in order to get that, all you've got to do is send them to gnp.com/GMG Hub. Kelly Lucinda, are you on Zoom? Kelly Lucinda is 210 Home Warranty. She's one of our alliance partners. You guys, when we talk about alliance partners, can anybody tell me the difference between a vendor partner and an alliance partner? Marie, tell us.
Well, I haven't even way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
With vendor partners, you can date other people with alliance partners, you're going to stay.
Yeah, you're married.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can cheat on your business partner, but you can't cheat on your own.
Yeah. I love that. That's a great take, right? Bigger partners you can date, but alliance partners, you gotta marry and you can't cheat on. Right? You can't cheat on. I love that. So alliance partners, you guys, especially for those who are new to KW, alliance partners are actual partners with us that they are, that they actually contribute to the income of this office. And they give back in the way of, in the way of teaching classes and helping with, oh my gosh, I can't believe this lender is doing this, right? Or, oh my gosh, that closing attorney was awful. And he got my checks all wrong. And things like that, and they're the ones that can kind of help you navigate that, get title for you, things like that. Your vendor partners are those who want to be in front of you. Our alliance partners, they're the only ones that can be in this office. So some of you have said, hey, can I introduce you to my lender? Some of you have sent emails to me, hey, can I introduce you to my lender? Right? Well, sure, but can the lender be in this office? Why? Because we're married to Shelter. Right? They're exclusive. They get exclusive rights to you to share their products and to share with you. So that's why we've had to say, somebody came in last Friday and he was from a different mortgage company and he wanted to leave all of this paperwork and all of the marketing with me and everything. And I said, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate your marketing. I appreciate that you're passionate about this, but we have an alliance partner that we're very loyal to. So I appreciate it. Thank you for your card and I wish you all the best. Right?
I sit up front so I can kick them out.
Yes, were you there that day? Were you there? Did you see that I kicked that man to the curb? I mean, I was like following him out to the parking lot saying, get out. You weren't there. You didn't see. I was awesome at it. Yeah, Scott.
Well, just to highlight that they are a resource for us. Alliance partners are a resource.
Yeah.
Like you said, with the other people. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone to Kathy and Kern for all kinds of crazy issues, but I'm representing the seller.
Yeah.
And we're not using them for closing as a buyer. They're willing to help us.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And vendors are people that they want to meet you. They want to do business with you but you don't have to use them. And you know what? You don't have to use the alliance partners. Should you?
Yes.
Yeah, you should, because they got your back. Okay. So same thing with Kelly and Lucinda. All right, let's go back because I want to give a prize. Raven's awesome. Is Raven not awesome?
Yeah.
Secret questions. You may not, okay, close your computer for just a second. You got to put that down. No open computers, no phones in your hand. No cheating. Okay. This should be very easy. I mean, it should be really, really easy. Are you ready? Everybody ready? Okay. Sorry, I just got a text that came through. I'm like, okay. How many price reductions were in today's daily stats? No.
325.
No.
More than a little bit less than the number. 583.
No price reduction.
583.
Someone online. Just all over the board. Y'all are just all over the board. Okay, I've got one more. Give me one more guess.
No, none.
Are you ready?
75.
Winner, you said, how much did you say? No, who said 283? Oh, 283. It was 299. Winner, chicken dinner. Like Raven, you gotta do the banner thing. You gotta open it up and everything, right? You gotta open it up, and then you've gotta show everybody what you want. You did it. All right.
It's more inside. Starbucks called.
So well done. 299 price reductions within the last 24 hours. Hey, you know what? That was because it was a Monday. And what happens all the sellers over the weekend? Just what do they say when they just, we're gonna do one more?
One more open house, and they want to make sure they didn't get an offer this weekend. We had open house, there was no offer. What can we do?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Then we're gonna reduce the price, right? So that's why Mondays are more price reductions. Anybody, are you tracking? Which day is the best? If you work chart masters, you heard this.
Thursday.
Which day? Yes,
Thursday.
yes. And if I had a gift, I'd give it to
So
you.
that we ready for the weekend.
Remember, I can't. Somebody give it. Oh, my gosh. Thursdays are the heaviest listing days and relist days. Interesting.
So they be ready for the weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, time out. Go get your pizza, come back in. Fast, fast, fast. We got a lot of stuff we're dealing. So go get your pizza and come back in.
Stop in Virginia. Family friend. And I know. Thank you.
I have to do that too. Oh.
Driving out of here. I'm tired.
So I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm saying now.
Yeah.
I love it. How much is your that even?
Well, I had to. Then they had they were so out of mode. I wanted to like, I had to redo the.
Saved my life. All right, guys.
And they have to do final.
All right, let's get back together again. Everybody together again. All right, now I know that you guys are gonna be in a coma in about 20 minutes. Pick up your car on your plate. So I would like to point out that most people have salad on their plate. I don't see any salad on the spot.
In Scottsdale, we didn't even see salad.
Oh, right, okay, yes, yes, salad. Okay, look,
I didn't see salad. I think it was.
there is pizza and a cookie on here. Not a green thing on that plate. Yeah. I get it, okay. All right, you guys, so, we're gonna do a coat drive. Roxy, will you tell us a little bit about the coat drive? Do you have that info?
I have the flyer, like you do.
Okay, never mind, we got this. So we're gonna do a winter coat drive. If you will drop it off, here, we'll actually be, the goal is to collect 367 coats live.
That's a large number.
Yes. I'm gonna be giving out all kinds of gifts this morning. Anyway, there's usually a high demand for XL and XXL for the coat. So if you guys can, for children. So if you guys can do that, no, I don't, it's-
Robin, I don't know if we're competitive, but I've heard from Melody at the front desk that Susan Corley already gave us 67 coats. So if you're competitive, right? And you would have beat Susan Corley.
Man, Raven is laying down the box. She's throwing down the box, man. I love that. Marcia,
Can it be edible?
edible, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a great touch for your database.
Yeah, we'll do that. What you can do, you'll notice we don't have Keller Williams at all on here. This will be attached to the slide. Can you attach it as a separate PDF for them in the team meeting today? And then you can grab that and plug in anything you want to on that. All right, yes, Carrie.
I wanted to say, chances are high that I'm going to do the struggle fishing. I'm going to be doing a client event at my house on October 8th, so just after this, but I would love to make that a part of this. Would that be possible if we were just after the date? So I would have them for October 9th or 10th. Would that be too late?
It is
We
would still bring.
I think we could, the deadline for the charities was the 3rd and 4th of when they're giving them out. Will you touch base with Mel? Because that's Melody's baby right there. So let's, we'll get that. And you know what, if it is, maybe it could be something as an additional touch to drop your coats in advance, and then we're going to celebrate, you know, our total number at the client event. I don't know, something like that. Let's touch base with Melody about that. Any other questions about this one?
I'd be shocked if they didn't take the codes.
Oh my gosh, they'll absolutely take them, right? So I just don't know when they're I don't know why 3rd and 4th is the deadline. So Melody would know. Yeah. Okay, upcoming events, we've got some lovely blondes up on the screen here. So, Ronna and FJ, they're doing a listing consultation workshop. How many of you feel really confident with your listing presentations? Okay, one. Anyone should be here. That's right. Right? Only one person feels, two people feel really comfortable with their listing presentation. Why don't you come learn from somebody else to see how they're doing it? So listing presentation class from leads to appointments. How many are really comfortable in converting a lead to a client? Okay, we got one.
Is it the same one?
It is the same one. It certainly is. The veteran in the room. That's right. She should know how to do that. Lunch and special simulations, Campbell and Brandon, buyer's consultation. I know. You're like, what am I teaching? That could be Thursday, 1 to 3. And if you still want to go to Mega Camp, it's $700. And digital is $199. Click here to register. And if you want to invite somebody, let me know. You can scan the QR code and we'll go there. All right. We've got a lot to cover this morning because I want to cover CMAs. So I am so grateful for Raven. Raven does half these slides for me now, and she is a total lifesaver. I love my Raven. So everybody give Raven another. Okay, market update. 1,475 active listings. Are these detached and attached or just detached, you guys? Detached, that's right, that's right. 994 pending, kind of low. 1,382 closing. So this compare weekly. The last 3 weeks, this is what's happening. We're still in the 900s for pendings. What were we last year about this time? Anybody remember?
12 or 13.
12 or 1,300 for pendings. So what does that tell us? Low inventory and what else?
Market is slow.
Market is slowing. Market is slowing. Is the market tanking? No. Oh. Is it crashing?
No.
Thank you. Do your clients think it's crashing?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, and so we tell them that it's not, right? So we tell them it isn't. So this is what, and do we agree that you hear me say it all the time. It's only because my husband drilled it into me that words mean something. Being specific with your words means something. So what's the difference between decelerate and depreciate, Kimberly? I have a knack for that. I do. I have a knack. All right, you're having this.
Okay,
one.
well, that's it, okay.
Let's get between depreciate and decelerate.
Depreciate means you're losing value, you're losing state salary, like just slowing down.
So very good, Carrie. Thank you for that. Yes. So when you're so for you in the front, Scott was talking top of the line. So what this means is when you use a word like decelerate, is that a word most people use? No. When you are in a car and your foot is on the gas and you are speeding to get up to the next light, what are you doing? You are accelerating. When you take your foot off the brake, what are you doing? Decelerating. You are slowing down. If you take your foot off the gas and slam on the brake so you don't crash, that is not a deceleration. That's you slamming on your brake so you don't die. We're not slamming on our brakes so we don't die as a market. We're not. Okay. But we are slowing down just a little bit. And of course, what happened here that this was so high? End of the month. We like to close at the end of the month. Okay, so, oh, wait, how many price reductions were there? so guess who's gonna be looking at their daily stats in the morning? Tracy's like, I'm writing them, I'm putting them on my hand, I'm putting them on my hand. All right, so this is what happened in the last 24 hours. Is this helping you guys? Because if it isn't, I won't do it. I will continue to do it. I really will. How many of you have been on the Master of the Market Mastermind? Mastering the moment of the market. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys, we don't just talk about this, but we're talking what the challenges are and what wins we're getting. We're talking all things about real estate in the market. So how many of you are using this in your social media? Yes. How many do you think should use it in your social media? Ryan.
One thing that I think would make it, I think, more useful to, especially to people.
Yeah.
I haven't used it myself, because these numbers alone, I think, don't mean anything to the average person, but if maybe it was today and a week ago or something, so you could maybe see.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you already have those numbers, but you know, like if it was next to each other, then I think it puts it into perspective, whereas like someone not in real estate, that doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't have any comprehension of what that means.
So 2 things I want to say about that. Then I would use this one. Okay, then I would use that one. And the other thing that you heard me say last week, that if you are going to use this, you have got to ask a provocative question to engage and create the conversation you want to have with your family, friends, clients. Yes? Because social media posts mean nothing without engagement. Is that right, Markia? Social media queen, Carrie.
I would also say the great thing, because Raven has all these presentations laid out. What I tell my people is, let's take it back to March. Let's show where it was in March compared to now, because if they see, oh, it went from what, 1,400 to 9, oh, that it didn't go to 6,000, it didn't go to something like that. Show them those numbers and stats, because they remember the crazy market, but show them that it hasn't really, maybe the demand has gone down, but the inventory has not increased that much.
No. And the other thing that, remember, what we have at our disposal is chart masters. And there's one chart in there that I love, and that is the trend report, the yearly trend, so that you can show what inventory was last year at the same month and what inventory is this year at the same month. And that's really, really helpful. All the charts and everything in chart masters, that's awesome. But that one I use all the time. Right? So it gives that history. Okay. You know, you can do your editable, brandable copy. This is how you do it. You make the copy and you can put it, you can track your own. We are going to, we're going to skip over this because we're not going to role play on this. But guys, 101.2%. Sellers are still getting 101.2%. What? What was the interest rate today? 5.25. 5.25, right? So median days on market is 7, 14 for attached. It's currently just over 1 month supply for a detached and 1.5 for attached. Median sales price 467 and 340. Distressed sales, we're still low. So if your buyers are waiting, oh, I'm waiting for all the foreclosures. Good luck. Okay, because FJ, do you remember? I'm putting you on the spot. When we were in 2010, 11, 12, 13, what do you think the percentage of foreclosures were on the market?
Extremely high. Short sales were the thing.
Distressed sales and distressed short sales and foreclosures were at 50%. 50%. We're less than 1%.
It was higher when you went on outside of the circle.
It was. It was. Yeah. So this is the perspective that you're looking for, Ryan. This is the perspective that when you can say, look, we got less than 1% of distressed sales. Well, what are they? Those are short sales and foreclosures, right? And interest rate is still around 5 right now, 5.25. What's the historic average?
That's probably the most exciting sentence in that whole slide.
Yeah.
Because people say to me,
I'm talking to my dad, I said, well, interest rates have just gone crazy. No,
That's
I
right.
haven't.
No, they haven't. Yeah, no, they haven't.
You see crazy, look at 1982.
Yes, 16%.
18%. 18 and 3/4. Negative, ain't it?
Yeah. All right. We're gonna work through CMAs. So, when you are pricing, so, the hardest part to getting a listing isn't getting the listing. It's pricing the listing where it's gonna sell, and that the sellers are still gonna hire you once you discuss the pricing, right, Ron?
Good idea.
Okay, so what does that look like and how do we do CMAs? I'll bet you, if I asked everybody on this side of the room, how do you do your CMA? Roxy's gonna do it different than Donna, is gonna do it different than Marquia and Mariana, right? Marinelli, it's all gonna be different than the way you guys do it and the way you guys do it. So here's the deal. We don't have to overthink this, and we're going to play. This is how realtors play. Okay, Scott, come on up here. Yeah. You can. What am I gonna do with them? All right, so what we're gonna do is he's gonna pull up a property. And for those of you who are new, Scott happens to be my husband. And so if I do flirt with him, it's good. If I smell a kiss, not a chocolate one, then, we're good there too. Right?
Robin,
Yes.
he's an alliance partner.
Yes. Definitely an alliance partner, no cheating. All right, so what we're going to do is he's going to, let's go ahead and get in here and change the sharing of the screen and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up FMLS and we're going to do a CMA right now. And when he puts his parameters in, Harry, I want you to tell him how you do it. All right. And when he puts in if he's gonna do it by school or if he's gonna do it math or whatever, and I want you to tell him how you do it. All right, because we're going to just get into it as we go. So I turn this over to Scott. We're gonna get started.
I don't know why he asked me to do this. Because I get way deep in the weeds, and this is the thing that I hate the most out of anything. Or making calls, maybe making calls.
But you're very analytical. I know. Yeah. I don't believe that, Scott. I would have thought you would have loved to do it something like this.
You cannot be.
I obsess over it. She was talking about people geeking out. Geeking out is fun stuff. I obsess over this, over trying to get it right, trying to get it exact. And I obsess and I get so deep into things that I end up doing it different than everybody else does. I go way farther. And then after months of doing it that way, I realized, oh, it really doesn't matter. I didn't need to go that deep after all. They were right. It's easier. But I have to see it for myself because I got an engineering background. You have to measure twice, cut once. And if you're going to lay a foundation, then you better make sure what's underneath that foundation is going to hold it properly. And I just don't trust people. I don't, hey. Trust but verify.
There will be waivers in front of you guys. There are going to be waivers, confidentiality waivers, everything. You will not leave until you sign.
So trust but verify. I even got into discussions with Chuck at Chartmasters because I pulled up the background. They've now locked us out of the Chartmasters because I used to do stuff with Excel. It was really deep. And so I dug into his Excel and then I started seeing how he's doing things and I was having conversations with him and he changed things, the way they're doing it. They're now doing it better, but now they locked us out. And
All right, so now everybody knows why. Okay, so the other disclaimer here is that if he starts getting in the weeds, I'm gonna tell him he's in the weeds and we're just gonna go. And this is the definer between the high Ds. How many high Ds do I have in the room? High Ds, this puts us high Ds. We are, I mean, it's like, we gotta cut to the chase, get out of the weeds, dude, let's go. Same, let's go. So all you high Ds need to hear from you. We gotta keep this dude on track. All right, go.
So what are we gonna do? The one that I saw was overpriced? We gotta know where we're gonna start first before we begin.
Yes.
Okay, so I saw a listing that I thought was seriously overpriced.
Oh, God. It's not our office. I know, right? I have to make sure.
It's Fiona's property. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, now slow down. I need to see all the details here. All right, so we see it's pending. It's 817,500. So we've got 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. Scroll down, so we see that it's 4-sided brick. It's 4-sided brick. It has a master on the main.
It's a rain, so.
All right, so scroll down and I believe the basement is unfinished.
It's a partially finished.
Okay, so, all right, so we've got, partially finished basement. And it is an owner agent. Do you see this? It's an owner agent. See where we're going now. All right, so.
Oh, she got a real estate to sell her house.
All right, so, yeah, that's exactly it. All right. Now, have you seen what you need to see on this page?
No, what school is
Macedonia. So we're in Cherokee County, Macedonia, Creekview High School.
Well, one thing important about this is look at the bedroom and bath. This builder has ensuite bathrooms for every bedroom in the house. And that makes a big difference. And it's a side entry garage and it's a 3-car garage. So.
And 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah, this one is a big lot for the neighborhood.
Okay, you want to see pictures? Okay.
It's on a hill. Sloped.
Oh, wow.
Slope driveway. Oh.
I think people grayed out.
Yeah, it's really saturated. Go back to the kitchen. Do we have, okay, there it is. All right, we've got double ovens, microwave, fire, gas, fire, range, okay?
And it does vent outside.
Did you look that up?
I was wondering, how do you know that?
There's all that, the builder does that and all.
You wouldn't know that.
No, unless you were there.
Unless
Yeah.
unless you're stopped.
All right, so we've got granite in the master bedroom or bathroom. And I think we had no granite in the other bathrooms except for the half bath. Okay, it's one of those drop-ins, okay?
Oh, thanks. So this is the basement, so it is at least.
All right, what do you see here? Okay.
But it's not that.
Yeah. LVP floors, nice little bar setup, countertop.
That's their third fireplace right there.
And we got some dog
chair. Go ahead, continue.
That one went to that side.
Okay,
So it's not a daylight basis, it's gonna be dark basis, which is.
yeah,
Dark basement, slowly.
Yeah, there's no one else. I don't think it's overpriced.
all right, so one opinion says she doesn't, no, they don't think it's overpriced.
Because it's pending.
At 817,500, well, yeah.
What's it
And-
pending, how much is it pending for? Could be pending for
It
750.
could, but still not so overpriced that it didn't sell.
Okay,
Well,
now,
How many offices in
wait, we're pretending like it's not pending.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be doing we're gonna do a CMA on this right now. So go ahead and pull up the neighborhood and show the comps in the neighborhood.
And how did one pull up the neighborhood?
Yep, so, for those, and we've got a list, how to do that, okay? So you're gonna watch him, he's gonna put in the subdivision name.
Just in case of a copy.
Right.
Thank you, Oscar.
Okay, and we're gonna sort by close date. Is he anal or what? Look at all this. Look, this is his display, right?
I can't even make this thing work.
Oh. He doesn't have a close date on his display.
It's not, it's further to the right.
There, right, all right. Okay, one more, yeah. Okay.
You can drag it over, so.
Yeah, you can grab that column and take it over to the front.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna mess him up.
I know.
No, because as long as you don't hit the save, it'll reset. So in case
That's
you,
all he wants to make.
He's also literal.
In
Did you get
case-
that? He's also literal.
in case you don't know, this display, that's my display. If you see here, it says displays, my Scott default. You can change what the way FMLS gives you by default, and you can have several different ones. I have one that has almost everything up there because I want to see everything when I look at, stop it. I want to see
Okay,
everything.
weeds,
All right.
weeds.
All right. So,
Okay. Not weeds, but weeds. Okay, that's very important distinction. I mean, it's very important. All right, so close date. So we've got 9/1 was the last close date, and it closed at 6:50.
Wow.
Okay, it was 817,500. And the highest was 650,
Right.
the closed price,
Here's-
and it
here's the
closed
close
about
price.
9 months ago.
Appreciation, 1.5% a month.
Right,
Is what the whole appreciation.
so somebody with a calculator, 650
You had 1.5 a month.
and 1.5, so this closed in what day?
But we
September?
didn't see, Robin,
Yes,
we didn't see that one that sold at 650. Does
Right,
it also
we
have a finished
Yeah,
basement?
yeah.
No, but
ooh, that's correct,
we don't
that's
know if it
correct.
was a ranch, it was built 2012, this was built 2019.
Right.
But definitely, I don't know that it's apples to apples.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
And what's unique about this neighborhood is they came in and they built a few in 06 and 07. And then as per what happened in 2008, the building stopped. And then the builder, he retained possession, ownership of the land. He came back in 2010 and started building again. A few and then 2012.
So we got 06, 07, a couple in 8, 9, 10, but they're all the same floor plan, same,
Exact
Same
floor
builder.
plans.
yeah. It's just that it's a little newer and the costs were higher, obviously. But-
Okay, so let's go back to the first one. And the recent one, let's take a look at that listing. Okay, except 2.5 in the basement. And 0.48 acres. What was the other one? 0.77.
0.77.
The flat driveway.
Yeah, it looks like.
Ladder lot.
However, when you look at the backyard on that one, I think it drops off. I think there is no backyard on that.
Yeah, I thought that.
It's a 3-car, it's a double and a single. Click on the the stacked display, the stacked photos, honey, bottom right.
What are you talking about?
Right there. Thank you. Scroll.
Yes, dear.
Okay, similar design, newer countertops, keep going. We don't have all day. Okay, column ceilings here as opposed to the other one. Yes, okay.
Is that?
But it's also colors with the red mark.
Oh, I meant to go on this.
I'm busy, okay.
Here's the other one, the original one. This is why you have to have multiple screens. You can have them up side by side. How many monitors do you have? Only 2.
Yeah, 4.
Maybe.
I took 2.
Okay, have we seen enough of the comparison? Okay, let's go back. The backyard on the comparison. Yeah, so on the 135 Haley Farm. No, that's the
Okay, the new one.
No pool. Yeah. No pool, but that can be a plus or a minus. Right.
Well, that's not the old one, right? That's the old.
That's the old.
That's the old.
Yeah, that's the old one. It's the new one. They don't have many photos.
All right, Diana, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, we got 10 months. 1.5%. All right, how would you price that? Did you guys hear that? 1.5% appreciation each month is what we're figuring. Up until May. Okay, so we've got from September to May, that's 7 months. All right, so we're gonna take that 650. And Diana, what number are we at?
On the spot to do now.
Where are my math geeks?
No, technically do it right, you have to compound it.
Yeah, she's.
So you have to have,
Oh, Lord.
you need to have the right formula in your spreadsheet. Just saying.
All right, 6.5, 650 plus. She's working it. She's got it. Do you guys see that you can get seriously in the weeds on comps?
Yeah.
And where you've got to be able to provide a range for your client, not an exact number. Please tell me why, Marie.
Because you never want to give a seller an exact number in case it doesn't sell for that. Or it
Right.
Doesn't sell, period. And then it's, well, Marie, you're the one who gave me the number of 817.5.
Right. I mean, you've also proven that person for anything else. My sister-in-law is going through it right now in Montana. Some neighborhood person told her $2 million, which is the most irrational number ever. Got a KW agent in there and saying it needs to be 1.2, but they can't swallow that pill after they thought they got your grant.
Yeah. So okay, and let me ask you something. In negotiations, if you throw out the first, who throws out the first number? The buyer does. All right, so the buyer throws out the first offer, sellers put out the first offer, right? Except, right? And the buyer puts in the offer. In negotiations, who usually wins, the first offerer or the one that counters? Usually the first person who throws out the first price that gets thrown out there, they're usually the one that loses. in negotiations, the first person, hey Chad, the first person that throws out their number usually loses because everybody wants to count. Do not be the one to throw out the first number because he who says the listing should be $2 million owns that price. Is that the seller or was that the agent? So don't own the price, give the range. All right, where are we at, Diane?
You would be somewhere between 750 and 775, and that's for the comp of that house. And then you've got comp to what the difference is between the two homes.
That's with appreciation, just straight price to price. So now, do we think that 817,500, if it were not pending, would we say that was too high?
But that's not adding in the pool, so.
The range.
Value, this one's significantly smaller, the other one was.
I mean, an appraiser may give you how much for a pool?
25 to 35.
Yeah.
So that was partial.
Right?
So
So by the time you add in the pool to that 775 or the 750, now you're at 800, right? By the time you add in your finished basement, although there was no bathroom in the basement, right? Didn't look like there was plumbing in the basement because there was no kitchen in that little kitchenette. There was no sink in that little kitchenette, right? So an appraiser may, now when an appraiser appraises, puts value on a basement, do they give you the same value of the above grade? Why? Somebody explain that to newbies in the room.
It's desirable.
Get the most value for square footage above grade.
And what's above grade?
Above the dirt.
Above the dirt. Above the ground on the main level, usually on the main level.
And sometimes you might have to fight that if you have a split level, for an appraiser who thinks that the lower level of the split level that
Is
is
it above grade?
is not.
Every
I had to
single
do that.
time.
That's right.
Single time.
Because the split is above the grade. It's,
Right.
you had to go up the stairs to get into the front door, right? So, so now if we were to add in the finished basement, the pool, the extra acreage, are we at a fair price of $815 to $820?
Yes.
I would never have priced it at 817,500.
Why?
Because I like doing incremental pricing.
Tell us
800,
why.
825, 850, 875, so you're hitting different search engines.
Because nobody's gonna search to 817.
Yeah, yeah. The search criteria on most third-party websites, Zillow, Realtor.com, most of them are in increments. Right? So nobody's gonna search up to 817,500. Right? So that's a rookie mistake, right? Go in exactly what Roxy is saying. So maybe 815, maybe 825, maybe 817,500, really?
Well, that's the seller who says I have a lucky number.
That's the seller who says, or that's the seller like Scott that went into all the weeds, all the details. Calculated it all out and said, it's worth 817,500. It's actually 817,504, but he dropped the $4.
Well, as a seller, I might do that, but as a listing, you do that.
Well, she actually owns
Because I
it.
learned from the best.
25 and the agent's 82 and they met at 87.
She owns it as well too.
He's the
Yeah,
owner.
owner.
What's
Or
the history on
husband
that?
and wife.
We will let you know when it closes for, yes.
It looks to me like she took 775 as a bottom figure and added most of the commission to get it.
Interesting.
What did you say?
How many days is it on?
Second net of what they.
Say that again, Chris. Wait, shh, shh, shh. Say that again.
They added their commission and put it on top of their net price, and probably comes up with this weird.
It's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so its property close date is 9/20. It's on the market 3 days. That's the answer.
It's not over.
Right?
Taking this minute to
Yeah.
inventory.
That's right. That's right. And a ranch
Right.
on a basement
Yeah.
with a pool. Three quarters of an acre. Brick. Creekview High School. Myra.
Next week, we can have a follow-up and know exactly what that would be for.
No, 9.
Yeah, so we will follow up on this. Maybe there'll be another question on the
Worked with her a little bit. We haven't school up, but I've talked to her several times on listings when we've had listings in the same neighborhood. I've noticed she prices her home in order to get multiple offers.
She's the buyer.
She's the buyer agent.
Yeah.
Buyers,
I'm trying.
Allison Foster, I like her and her husband. They do a great job. I'd love to see them here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so
I mean, so far as the formula, so you would take the 650 times the 1.5 for the month, then you would take that and times that by the 10 months?
No,
No.
times 1.5, then you take the next total and times 1.5,
right,
You need to spread.
she took it, yeah, she,
1.5%,
1.5.
right?
because that's what the appreciation was up through May. So we were able to calculate that, and the appreciation after May, that, right, that started dropping off. So if you really wanted to get into the weeds, right, if you really wanted to get real specific, yes, you could do that. How many of you, so Carrie, how would you have priced that out? Would you have gone Diana's route? Neither would I. I wouldn't have done that either, right? But she did it and arrived at the same number, right? How would
A
you have
lower
done?
number.
I remember from us saying before in team meeting, like the appreciation of home prices, like every year has gone up, just over 20%. So I just did the math for that, and that's 780. And then, yes, I would have added in the fact that they have a pool, they have a nice backyard. And taken all of that into it. But also at the same time too, when I'm doing my CMAs and I'm renting home, if I'm meeting with the seller, I'm also looking to see, I always pull up elementary. Always. And then I look to see, what's like, how many homes are currently on market, what's competition, how quickly are things moving, how quickly are they sitting? And I would only, usually I only look at my numbers, if I have to go to the neighborhood, I do want to see, a year back, but I would also look at too, pendings and under contract at the same time.
And this neighborhood has no active and pending, except for this one. So this neighborhood, we have to go into Woodmont. And if we pulled Woodmont in, then in Woodmont, you've got houses that's similar to the Woodlands, where you have the
Yes.
park, you have the glens, you have the estates, right? And so you have, and different builders. So then this is again, where you've got to know your product, do your history, look at the history and know which way you're going to pull. Are you pulling 4-sided brick? And if you don't have any 4-sided bricks, then are you pulling 3-sided brick, and how much of an adjustment are you going to get for that?
3,000 to 5,000.
And then ranch too.
And it's a ranch,
Yeah.
and it's highly desirable. Ranches are highly desirable right now. Masters on the Main, highly desirable. So that's worth that. So when we're pricing, who are we thinking of at all times?
Like when I'm pricing something,
Yeah.
I'm often thinking about obviously who the buyer's gonna be. And if it's a house like this, the downsizers. The people who are downsizing from the $1.5 million house, but still want a big, lovely house, but want everything on the main level.
Yeah, because this is a, yeah, it's not gonna, it doesn't tell us if it's cash yet till it
No.
closes. When pricing, your unseen competitor is the one dude or one she that can kill the entire deal, and that
This
is
is
the
a appraiser. That's what you need to think about.
It's the appraiser.
You always have to- it's not cash, it's always happens.
Always, right? And so you do need to get into the weeds so that you can substantiate that to the appraiser. And when the appraiser pulls in and lets, a price of 700,000, you're going, no, we've got 1.5% appreciation. We've got this, that, right? Upgrades, you've got your list of everything, right? You've got your appraiser. Who else would do it differently?
I do it differently, actually. I only allow the school to take precedent when it's like Poe or, Birmingham Falls, something that is really, that I know that the people are really driving that. But I think for me, the most important thing, I go neighborhood first and foremost, because I know the appraiser, that's the first thing they're gonna look. If the neighborhood does not support the price, it doesn't matter what the next neighborhood will offer. And then the other part of it is I go like appraiser that, in half a mile, half a mile, 3/4 of a mile. And I know that in rural areas, I go out to 2 because I know that's what they, okay, so. but-
And wait, stop right there. Why in a rural would she need to go if she was gonna search by map and search by miles? So in other words, if you put in the search window there, honey, if you did you put the address in and go out like you normally do, a mile, 2 miles or whatever, why would you do that in a rural area? Why would you go out 2 miles in a rural area?
Because the lots are bigger. You've got 5 acre lots. You have less houses.
That's right.
Yeah, I had explained that to an appraiser last spring. Over in Conyers, and he's like, well, how'd you get that price? And I said, well, all the lots, like, we have the smallest lot in this area, it was 5 acres. All the rest are 10 acres. Like, if you count how many houses are in that mile, I think we had 35 houses. You know, it's like, so I actually went out 3 miles, because it was also just a little further out from in town Conyers. And I said, and that's where I found the comps. He's like, that makes total sense, thanks.
Yeah.
Happy to do your job.
And just, yeah. happy to do your job.
Get a praise,
That's
so I
right.
didn't care.
That's right. So you can do it by map, right? You can do a polygon or you can do a square or a circle, whatever way you want to do that. You can do it that way. You can also do it so that when you put the address in, you can say, I want to go out a mile out. Okay. And so, is that what you did there? Okay.
No, this is where I actually drew a polygon around it. I wanted to make sure I didn't pull in anything in. But you could do draws.
When you click on the pool comparison properties, what does that pull up? The view comparable properties, a little square, the new that they've added.
I haven't used that.
I tried it.
Oh, yeah, you know what, I looked at it once and then
It's hit or miss.
I hadn't tried it on this.
Is this property on the market?
No. Okay, so look, they started it off at the distance here, the closest to there, went out a mile and a half.
The bedrooms.
Are all the same, or pretty close. Bedrooms are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, this one has 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. Every bedroom has a
But there's a
bath.
441 there at 940.
Yeah.
That's close. It's a little over
Yeah,
an
so,
acre.
but now here's the deal, you guys. Here's what you don't know, unless you know this area.
Sure.
This,
Golf course community. Golf
This-
course community, all of it, most of those are in Woodmont Golf Course Community. Will an appraiser give you more value for a golf course community?
Yes.
Yes, because it's tied to the amenities. Right, so the more amenities a neighborhood has, I remember an appraiser told me I had a property that had a pool in it, but the neighborhood also had a pool in it, so he was only gonna give me $5,000 for the built-in pool in the back because the amenities already had it. We went toe to toe. And I won't tell you which company that is because I got blacklisted from it. No, I'm serious. I found out like a year or 2 later, I met another appraiser that happened to be associated with my family. And so I found this out. They said, oh yeah, we know who you are. All the appraisers knew who I was in the company because I made a big old stink about it. And went to the owner of the company and et cetera. So because I felt like it was unfair and he was giving my seller a bad word. So yeah, I lost it. He changed it to 12,000. I felt like it was worth a whole lot more than that, but I got $7,000 more. Yes.
Okay, so I know we're talking about doing the CMA, but a couple other things before you go and meet with them. I always look to see what the estimate is, because they're probably gonna have that on the back of the mind. I sometimes will go into tax records too and look for private sales.
Yeah.
That weren't in FMLS.
Yeah, or calling the agents that have pending sales and if they did close, asking the agent, did it actually close for 800 or did it appraise for 650?
Buyers agents tend to have looser lips than listings.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because they're proud of that.
Well, and a
deal.
lot of times the listing agent doesn't see the appraisal or,
And what, were there any other things thrown into the sale? And was there a 60-day temporary occupancy at no charge? Did all the pool equipment and lawn equipment, was all that thrown in? And that's what a buyer's agent can tell us. Remember I did I'm coming to you, Kelly. Remember, I did a mistakes that all rookie make, and that was it. That was one of them, not going to where your seller's gonna go. They're gonna go on Zillow to see how much their home is worth. Don't be a dummy and go in as if look at it. You know that you're gonna price it the way you need to, not the way Zillow did, but that's the expectation in their mind.
one other thing too, can you click on the tax records to that house? Because I do go and look at that little average thing when I'm, just to see.
Yeah, the CRM value.
Yeah. And also appraisers now, because I've had a couple of phone calls from DS Murphy, they are looking at pendings right now.
Yes.
Actives and pendings.
Yep.
Yes, but that's not everybody.
No, that's true. If you can help do the homework for them. I can't tell you how many pendings I've used this season.
Yeah.
I call the agent, I write down their information, I write down exactly what they told me, and I highlight it and print out, and I give to that appraiser. They've got all the information right there.
Yeah.
So what does that say on there?
For what?
Go down on the second page.
Here, no, right there.
What do you think? Oh, better estimated value?
I just glance at it to see
In the range.
what's the range.
670, 100 to 795, 100.
Then they have a conference.
Yeah. Kelly.
No, I'm just going back to this estimate. I always do look at that before I go, but I always recommend to my sellers, if that estimate looks like it's gonna be lower than what we can list for, I would tell them, go in there and claim that house, make sure everything is up to date. A lot of times the Zillow record that they have, the square footage sometimes can be off by 1,000. So when they go in there and edit that, you're gonna see that estimate go up, which I explained to them, while the estimate doesn't really hold much weight, it does look better to our buyers if they're close, or if the estimate is higher. We can get that estimate higher than our list price. To buyers, that is a deal. So by editing those, claiming that ownership and editing those details, you'll see within 24 hours, your estimate go up significantly.
That's what's gonna be my question. How quickly does it happen? You've seen it within 24 hours?
Within 24 hours.
I would get to track it, go before you
Yes.
list it,
Yep.
when you list it, and then after it's all market.
And so when it goes on market,
Yeah,
it just goes up a little bit.
They changed it.
Yeah.
But it really, more than anything, it makes your sellers feel better than, wow, she knows what she's, even if it has no effect. It tells them that, oh, wow, we even go on here, we're gonna even get our estimate up, even though it doesn't matter. She has a point, that matters to the buyer, it makes you look, it matters to the seller, because to them, you're covering every single base, you wanna get every single number as high as you can. For our buyers, when they're looking at it, even if it doesn't hold any weight, it goes so far with your sellers. Even if they're not gonna list with me, I can tell they're not gonna list with me. Hey, you know what, seller, I'm gonna give you a free tip, even though I know you have your friend that's listing with you. Go on here, claim this free tip, they make you some more money, but they're gonna think of you next time they're talking to somebody who's gonna sell, even if they're another agent. Because Kelly told me something that my agent did. It's such a part.
And I like what you said there is that even though it doesn't matter, why doesn't it matter? Because you're getting into the weeds to get your pricing, right? It matters to the buyers and the sellers that they don't know why Zillow doesn't matter to us. They don't know that. So it matters to the buyer that's getting ready to put an offer on that house. And it matters to the seller because he knows all the buyers are gonna be looking at that house.
They don't want it.
They don't want it. Yes.
How do I, as a new brand new agent, figure out what I should be adding on and how much? I hear you guys putting out numbers. Yeah, you add on this much for that and this much for that. How? I know.
Yeah. Because you're gonna come to, you guys, FMLS class. They have not been teaching in person for 2 years And Melody has got them coming in, and I told her that every single class we can get our hands to, so we got Emma coming back in. And one of the classes we're teaching is CMA. The other thing, you want to come to the appraisal classes that are taught by DS Murphy that comes in here. You can go back and watch that video if it was recorded on our landing page, because they give some cheat sheets on how you can price that. Now, the cheat sheets aren't set in stone, as Scott would probably tell you, Scott.
Yeah. Take it away, Scott. Yeah, there's Kathy sends this out. She sent this out from the last time from the appraiser's guide to CMA. And she can give you that link, or Raven can. And here's a list right here of let's get this right one up.
I'll send it to her, Scott, I can.
Okay.
She just jumped her to.
So you can see here how they price it, but this pricing is back from 2020. And since 2020, outdoor spaces are worth more money than what they were appraising before. So this isn't totally accurate. But there is another place you can go to, a website that Robin found years ago. It's remodeling.hw.net. And you go into this site and you put in the latest years for 2021. And you can go in and set, I've got the link here to Atlanta, and you set the zip code, and they will break down and send a PDF to you of more current pricing that they have taken from remodelers and what remodelers are charging.
I'm gonna put it in with the slides.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it to you right now. Remodeling.hw.net. Remodeling.hw.net. All right.
Yeah, and you go into the cost versus value. Yeah, there's some great resources here.
Okay. Last final questions on CMAs, because we could go all day on CMAs. Last final question. Anybody comments, ahas, questions?
No one's asked it, but who in here sends their CMA out to the seller before you meet with them? No. You do?
Sometimes it
Okay.
just, but yeah.
So what are the pros and cons?
Cons, if they don't like them, they're probably gonna cancel on you because that's kind of what they're seeing versus having that time to talk through it. I never.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't want them to see those numbers before I can walk with them. They get sticker shock and I'm like, that's 200,000 than what I wanted, but their house really is worth it, but I don't know that because I haven't seen it. They're gonna cancel on you because it looks like a low ball.
Same reason you don't give out your commission before you actually meet with them. Because they're gonna ask you on the phone, well, what's your commission? I'm happy to chat with you about that once we get to know each other a little bit more and I get to see your house and really be able to help you with what you need in house. All right, so thank you. Can we give Mr. Weeds a really great?
Good job, Scott.
Great job, great job. Really, this whole exercise is to show you that you will have your own methodology. And there are certain things that you always do want to hit. But you know what? When you need help and you're new or new to the area and you don't know, Miss Susan Corley, raise your hand. Woo-hoo! One of our mentors is in the house. Kathy Ray. One of my volunteers. ALC members in the room, raise your hands. Every one of these people would be more than happy to help you when you've got some, some pricing questions. Because they've been doing it a long time, right? But everybody, would you all agree that you would help if somebody needs help, right? That's why you're on the ALC. Okay, so there, we do have some of the little details here, so that that you can, follow this. This is going to be in your slide, in your inbox this afternoon. And Raven will include the resources that we've talked about. We've got
That's like
that.
a master class in how to do it. I agree. I think we could all agree.
You should just learn and live your life.
All right, and then we've got just a few other tips, right? Remember to give a range. Also, I said we would throw in the bonus. This is Andy and Leslie's pricing strategy with the Peters Company. They do a ton of transactions, and this is their pricing strategy. 10 days without a showing, that means that the price is not getting buyers into the home. 10 showings without an offer, that means the price is getting buyers in, but the condition of the property isn't making them offer. And 30 days without going under contract in that price point, it should go under contract in 30 days. We talked also about what is a good price reduction. What's a good price adjustment? Well, if it's $150,000, are you going to do a 10% price reduction? I don't know where to find $150,000 house right now. But, everybody's like, where is that? So of course it kind of goes 5%. It's a pretty good rule of thumb, depending on the price point, right? Depending on the neighborhood, depending on what's happening. If it's in a rural area that nothing sells in 9 months, do we need a price adjustment after 30 days? Okay, awards. Y'all have earned them. We're going to go through these July 2022 closed units. Drum roll, please. Melody, Lydia, Oscar, Kiara, Jamie. Well done, you guys. Well done. Teams, Ann and Miles, Dalchero Group, Chelsea Griffith Group, Ray Jor Hernandez Group, Team Burton Team, Sarah Sloan Team, and Team Kimberly. Lindsay Haken, individuals. Adam, Tara, Jan, Melody, Tony, Susan, Ashley, Michelle, Rana, Brett, and Pamela Weatherby. Nice job. Team Fernandez Group, Anna Miles, Kim, CMT Realty Group, Del Chero Group, Griffith Group. Nice job. Team Kimberly, current team Atlanta Property Professionals, Red Team Realty, Sarah Sloan Team, Southern Equity Commercial Sales. I feel like I could do an auction. All right, tools to help you guys do more business. These are there. Remember, the links are there. You can click on. Okay, your ALC breaks up into committees. We have a PR committee. We have a social committee. Want to tell us what this is real quick?
Yes, I was hoping that I was gonna have a clipboard. But I think we.
Clipboard,
Oh, you got it?
clipboard.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two, it's one going around that they're signing up on.
Okay. So Thursday from 4 to 7, we're doing our Roswell on the Rocks, downtown Roswell on Canton Street. The address is right here. The Curtains have offered to let us use their parking lot.
Upper or lower?
The one closest to Canton Street.
Okay.
Yep. We started it at 4, so you can get there in time to have parking. Alive in Roswell, Live After 5 is that night as well. So we can all wear our Keller Williams shirts. We'll be cooking some hot dogs. If you have a tent and you can bring that, bring your own chairs, bring your own beverages. If it's alcohol, we'll have hot dogs. Ally is sponsoring the hot dogs and chips, and I'll have an exquisite hot dog bar there. Okay. And Shelter is taking care of the Brewster's ice cream. They're gonna be there at 4:30 to finish with their little cart. So who all can make it? Right now, we're at about 35 people. Has everybody gone to the Sign Up Genius? Okay, if you don't know how to use the Sign Up Genius, this is what the clipboard's for. Can you pass it around?
There's one going around already.
Where's one at now? And feel free to bring your family too. Okay. Any questions?
We'll start a second.
All right, awesome. Thank you, thank you. All right. One of your committees, we already did that one. Yep, we got you. I got you. That was right off the bat. I got you. Right off the bat. We have also, this is the first year we've ever had a public relations committee. And the public relations committee has been working very hard this year. And so Ashley and Keith, why don't you guys come on up and talk to us a little bit.
How's everybody doing? Okay, So we got a couple of things happening. Let me tell you a little bit about our PR committee. And this is our online team meeting here. Now, this is gonna be hard to kind of follow what we've all learned this morning, because there's a lot of information that this morning. And also to highlight how smart you guys really are, when you guys are digging, because kept shooting information back. That was really good. All right, so the PR committee, so what we do, maybe you want to know. So we're trying to figure out what we can do to help Roswell Center have a bigger footprint in the community. Now, I was over at Keller Williams North. And then I moved over to the satellite location, both Keller Williams locations.
Now he's at the best.
And I was getting there, but the deal is this.
The words right out of your mouth.
You sure did, you sure did.
Messed up your rhythm.
We're good. So what I'm thinking about is one thing. So I kept hearing about all Chattahoochee, kept hearing about Roswell North, but I never heard anything about Roswell. What I would hear is they would say, I asked someone, where are you from? They said Roswell, Keller Williams. It was an O. Now that's not an O good, like you tell somebody I live in Alpharetta. That's an O, but the kind of O we got was, oh, like something's wrong with this location because we didn't have the height. But what we learned last week, what Ms. Robin talked about, is how we have performed and performed so well that we're number 3, you said, in the
Number
Southeast?
3 in the Southeast region.
So that being said, I always thought that our location was off of Highway 9, the little Debbie area over there. Come to find out, I get here and I'm like, oh man, we got a nice building. So what does that mean? We're performing well. We do well out there in the business, but you know what? We don't have a big footprint in far as socially throughout our community. So how do we change that? We change that by trying to do more things in the community and invoking ideas from you guys. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pass it, well, not pass out, I've been upgraded. We're gonna do a QR code, and you guys, we're gonna get information from you all to feed us back to what we can do to help build our footprint in this community. We are here, we are Roswell. We should be doing a lot more. They should be coming to us and asking us about what's going on in the market. Instead, other people are kind of stealing, other centers are kind of stealing our glory. So we're going to change that by getting ideas and feedback from you all as to what we need to do to get our bigger footprint. Okay, so once you take the QR code, there's going to be some information. Ms. Robin's going to give you some detailed information, but we want to learn about that. We also want to bring in other agents and tell them why this location, and Keller Williams for that matter, is a better offering. So within that QR code, there's going to be some more information there. We're going to ask you what kind of things you would like to see in the center to enhance our presence as well. So we have sports and entertainment, we have luxury, we have commercial, I'm that guy, and you have a ton of other things under there, and we gotta have a slide that's going to show you all the sub communities that we have to also support. So you put in there also what you want to learn about regarding those communities, and we're going to get that information to you. We're going to collect all the information, figure it out, and get it back out to you guys to show you what we've learned and try to get it back to you to see what you want to learn in it. We have Shane is here, he's brand new, so I know he's got a lot of questions, trying to find out what all we can do, but there's so many sub communities here and so many other places to learn and to grow. It's a lot. So we need to get that footprint up, and with the QR code, our famous leader here, we should do well, okay? So be sure to scan that QR code, get the information to us, and don't give us a good idea and don't give us a way to reach you back. So don't be shy. You got a great idea. We would love to talk to you about it and research what you've offered, okay? Got anything?
Yeah, no, just so when you are going through and answering these questions and thinking of ideas, think of it in twofold. Like, one, we need to reach out to other agents so that they know about us and how great we are. And then also to the community as well, so that, potential clients know about our office and know that, we're respectful and, we do well in the community. So just think about that when you're coming up with your ideas, if you guys have any.
And who are we again?
Yeah, we appreciate any of the feedback, we are just starting fresh, so any ideas are.
And who are we again?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys, bonus. How many communities do we have within Keller Williams? So many, right? Oh, can you click for me? All right. Right now, this isn't all of them. So if you'll click on that link, there, Raven, this is where you can go to learn more about communities. This is where you can learn on how to get to more communities. So we have KW Land, KW Sports and Entertainment. So we have KW Commercial, KW Luxury, KW Military, Land, Sports and Entertainment. Young professionals. If anything like that sounds interesting to you and you want to be involved with that young professional, right? This is, and why? Click on the young professionals, please.
I believe they have their own.
Okay, scroll up. What you're going to see, is that it? Okay, you gotta click on it. No. Okay. All right, so there are benefits to each one of these communities, and you may want to participate in. I just signed our market center up for KW Wealth, so we're going to be bringing in a lot of classes and things like that about how to build your wealth. So I'm really excited about that. Sorry?
Be great to do that as a community PR outsource. And have
Yes.
people in do classes at night possibly.
Yeah, on how to build wealth.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so the other, can you click back on thank you. Okay, so that's where you can go, and this is just one. We've got Keller Williams Land, we have agent leadership, we've got expansions, we have investor clubs, MAPS coaching, KW University, blah, 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 blah. And this is who we are. We are KW who? You guys are awesome. Have a great week. Thank you so much. It's over. Hope you guys got some great value. See ya.